are live, and it is time for 12-0 versus 12-0. It has been building up to this. Game of the Century Part 2. You thought Alabama LSU was big? Forget that. This is for the conference championship. This is for the college football playoff. This is number 1 versus number 2 for the Big 12 title on the line. Texas and Utah, our 5th time playing them in as many seasons, and compliments of Patreon. All of this is up on the Patreon, TB Sports 27 on Patreon. We're going to go over the scores of Utah and Texas over the past 5 seasons. So we first played in the national championship back in season 14 when we were part of the Pac-14. Texas out of the Big 12, and we beat Texas 38-21 for the national championship. We wouldn't see each other again until we would make the move to the Big 12 as part of the new conference realignment, and we played Texas twice that season. We lost season 17 at Texas 33-28, and then we bounced back and blew them out in the Big 12 championship 42-18. So we had a 1-2 record over Texas, and then we played the Longhorns last season at home, suffered a big beatdown 40-8. So we are tied in the series 2 apiece, and none bigger than this game. Let's not waste any more time. If you want to know all the playoff scenarios, everything we're looking towards, go and watch the end of the last stream. You can see the replay on YouTube in the playlist. Watch the end of the Colorado game, the last 20 or so minutes we spent going over all the different playoff scenarios. I can tell you this is how this one's pretty much going to end up. If it's a close game, I think the losing team gets into the playoff no matter what, if the game remains close. If the game is a blowout, then I think the losing team is eliminated, and whoever wins the Big Ten, which would be an 11-win team, it would either be Iowa or Indiana. I believe one of them would slip in as the 4th seed. Of course, a lot could happen depending on USF playing in the Big East Championship, and you have Fresno State playing in the Pac-16 Championship. Both of them 12-0. We have 4 12-0 teams, and we have 4 playoff spots in the college football playoff. 2 of them are playing right now, but we have 4 12-0 teams. Who's going to get the college football playoff? We got Iowa at 10-2. We got Indiana at 10-2. We got Penn State, Navy, Tennessee watching with big eyes, hoping that this one is a blowout. I think for the committee, if it's a blowout, you take one of the 2 teams out. If it's close, we both go to the college football playoff. Look at this. This is going to be one of our toughest opponents without a doubt. I mean, we are pretty evenly matched. Overall, we're right in the middle. They got the stronger offense. We got the stronger defense. But we're all rated in the high 90s for everything. So let's dress up. Should we do anything special for the Big 12 or just go with what's got us to the dance? Our normal, our red and black unis. Here we go. Texas and Utah. Get ready. Tell your friends we're going live. This is Game of the Century Part 2. Like Alabama LSU. But even better. We want to thank, we got a new follow. Antiziano. Thank you so much for the follow on Twitter. We always let the people know that we're going live on Twitter. Hey, that's a pretty sick Super Mario World map design these got going there. But this is a big one, so let's look at what we got here before we jump into it. Our offense is number 1. Texas's offense is number 2. They're number 2 in yards, and their passing game is a little weak, but they're 16th in rushing. Defense, we're pretty evenly matched. We are first. I mean, look at this. We are literally the best offense and defensive teams, number 1 and number 2. I mean, we're ranked first in defense, they're second in defense. We're first in yards, they're third in yards. We're 8th in passing, they're second in passing. Our rushing attack, rushing defense, I should say, a bit stronger than yours, but it is going to be tough. Either way, this is going to be a huge matchup. Here we are, AT&T Stadium, Big 12 championship, the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship, or should we say the AT&T Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship. We got the AT&T logos on the field. Here you go. Finish the conference slate, perfect 9-0 overall, 12-0. And in the South, it was Texas, 9-0 and 12-0. Let's here we go. This is big. This is big business, folks. We are jumping into the biggest game of the season. 12-0 versus 12-0, a tough team we're about to have a showdown with. In their backyard, too. We kind of laid out the scenarios. If we win, if Utah wins us, then we would host the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl against the 4 seed. If Texas wins, it's actually about 100 miles less for Texas to go play in the Peach Bowl rather than the Fiesta Bowl. So Texas, if Texas wins, they would take the Peach Bowl as the number 1 seed and host the 4 seed. So either way, we're going to the Fiesta Bowl. I guess Texas would be going to the Peach Bowl either way, but it's the difference of who's playing the 4 seed or who's traveling for what. But here we go. Let's just let all the scenarios play out as they do. Look at the bottom of the screen. So USF have beaten Army and Tennessee won. So USF has secured their spot in the college football playoff for the first time. Coming out of nowhere, USF hasn't even been anywhere on the marquee for years. Campbell's going to get hit. First play of the game, Omar Campbell, the senior, a senior defensive, or I should say senior offensive line, but also a big group of junior wide receivers and quite a few freshmen sprinkled amongst them there. But a hot start for our offense, our defense, our Utah defense. Now, it does say Cotton Bowl because they don't have a Big 12 championship stadium in this game. This is the Big 12 championship game. Campbell, plenty of time, and he's going to give it to Justin Edwards. And there will be Texas. Oh, my God, the band is on the field. The cheerleaders are on the field. What are they doing out there? You got to get them off the field. It can't happen there. So first down, Longhorns. So USF, they are in. And it's a matter of they're probably going to move up to number 2, to be quite honest. That one, dangerous throw by Campbell, because whoever loses this game, if it's a blowout, the loser's out. If it's not a blowout, the loser will most likely drop to 3 to avoid the rematch, because the winner will go to 1, either being us or Texas, which means USF would move to 2. So this is kind of how it's all going to play out as we're kind of commentating and going through the scenarios. So the loser of this game, if it's close, will drop to 3. The winner will go to 1. USF will be 2. And Fresno would be 4. But if Fresno loses, then that's going to put either Iowa or Indiana in the college football playoff. So it's going to be up to Fresno. We got to watch what they're doing here. Jailbreak screen did not work out, and this second-ranked Texas offense, it's turned into a disaster for them. They had the 1 first down. Omar Jackson got sacked. Omar Campbell got sacked. He lost the ball a couple of times. And they're going to have to punt the ball away. So we're going to get the ball with good field position here. And that's good for us because we deferred. We elected to kick the ball off. So not only do we stop them on the opening drive, which is what you want, but we'll get the ball to begin the second half. So first offensive possession for the Utah Utes here. The give to Bradford, and Bradford going for 6. It's a big game atmosphere, is it not, for this one? Everyone is pumped up for this one. We got another follow. Alice Graphics following us. I think that's a spam account. You got a lot of graphics folks that follow, but they don't seem to be real people. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but nonetheless, we will take it. Second down, and Bradford, big opening up the middle for Bill Bradford, 21 yards. And trying to silence the burnt orange. Early on, it's been all Utes in this one. Defense and offense. First and 10. The give to Bradford to the outside. And another good run, 8 yards for Bradford. We've yet to attempt a single pass. We've yet to need to attempt a single pass. Congratulations to the Tennessee Volunteers winning the SEC championship, defeating Ole Miss. They are also hoping for a slip up from Fresno State, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know. I guess you can let the debate go. If Fresno loses, then who gets in? Is it Tennessee at 11-2, or is it one of the Big Ten teams who are also going to be 11-2? It's up for the committee. Maybe we can do a little schedule evaluation, see who have the stronger schedule. I'm going to attempt as well, as we give it to Bradford on 3rd and short. I am going to attempt to do the entire college football playoff and set up the bowl games live with you guys, streaming my desktop. I don't know how well it's going to work because I'm using my laptop here, but we'll try it after the game to get that all laid out for you. And then the plan will be Thursday to stream the college football playoff game if we're in it. And then Friday, the national championship if we're in it. If not, then everything will just conclude on Thursday. But Andrew Cross, the first pass to Nick Odom. And he's going to be brought down by Adam Carter, a senior. 2nd down and 2 for the Utes as the first, as we said, first pass of the game from Andrew Cross. And Aaron Price, nowhere to go. Jake Brock. When you got a tough name like Brock, I think that name just, these days with Brock Lesnar, Brock Anderson, you got a name like Brock, everyone knows you're a tough guy. All right, tough guy. 3rd and 11. Cross is going to get sacked. He had no time, and Jermaine Reed, he went untouched, got right through, and took down Andrew Cross. So what was a very... Oh, they want us to punt it. We're on the 32-yard line. Can we not make that kick? We got to take a chance. 49-yard field goal, we got to take a chance. Game wanted us to punt it. It fell short. Oh, my God. So it's no good. It did fall short. There you go. Tennessee finishes 11-2. So I don't know if the college football playoff is going to happen for Tennessee playoffs, but they could, I'm imagining a Sugar Bowl bid is probably most likely for the Vols. We know SMU is going to be going as a group of 4 team. Barely caught by Eric Anderson. I think the matchup there that we're looking at is SMU and Oklahoma. Well, we'll see how the other games play out. But Tennessee to the Sugar Bowl seems pretty likely. Campbell, pump fake, lots of time, down the field, and misses his target. He was looking for Eric Anderson, one of his many junior wideouts, and hopefully we can keep putting the pressure on him. So far, not been an impressive look from the Texas offense so far. They're going to go with the option out to Siegel. And actually, we haven't seen much of Siegel. I think 1 run so far. That's the 2nd run there on the option. But John Siegel is a 1,000-yard rusher. We've been sticking to the passing game. Fresno leading the way. That's a big game we got to keep our eye on. It has college football playoff. And Campbell is pressured, and it's picked off by Harper. Wes Harper. Omar Campbell just 2 of 7. We put the heat on. We've been getting him good with the blitz. He forced that one on the blitz, and it was picked off. So let's see if we can take advantage. We had a nice drive. Didn't end up with any points. 12-0 versus 12-0. 1 versus 2, the Big 12 championship. And Cross, incomplete. Jerome Perry unable to reel it in. Getting a good look right there at Jared Clark as a sophomore. 2nd and 10 for the Utes. Cross is going to go, and he overthrows Smith. Zach Smith. And now we're starting to see our offense struggle. It might be a battle of the defense. It might just be like Alabama, LSU. Maybe a bunch of field goals. Cross. Completely overthrew Jermaine Cox. Terrible on our end. Now we got to punt it away. So both offenses not doing anything in this one. We didn't try any runs that time. We got to go back to that. And the punt. Oh! Oh my goodness. It was muffed. Oh my God, it was muffed, but it was recovered. Clint White recovered it, a freshman, on a big muff opportunity. And the Texas offense back onto the field. Longhorns and the Utes. The eyes of the nation on this Big 12 championship game. Omar Campbell, he's going to lose the football. It's going to be caught by his offensive lineman, but Campbell has been roughed up by our defense so far. You're getting a good look of Andrew Fowler, who forced the ball out. And luckily for the Longhorns, one of their own recovered it. My goodness. Campbell, short to Miles, and Miles steps out, so 3rd and 14 for the Longhorns. Defenses continue to reign supreme in this one. Down the field, incomplete. Nicely done by our guys on defense. Trey Bonner and Wes Harper both down there. And we're going to force a punt. So it's just punt city right now, back and forth. Michael Green, the sophomore punter, on for the Longhorns. Jason Newton, another sophomore. Oh, he's got some green in front of him. And Newton gets up past midfield. Come on, we've got to take advantage. There you go, all defense so far. Sacks, INTs, pass breakups. A lack of offensive explosion. Explosion. Any Konosuba fans out there? Anyone? 1st and 10, back for the Utes. There's Bill Bradford. Almost broke a big one. He got tripped up by Chris Jones. Who? Chris Jones? So 2nd and 9, only ended up being 1 yard on that run for Bradford. Andrew Cross is intercepted. Oh my God. Hutchinson picks it off. Cross doing just as badly. I think Cross's eyes lit up a little bit. He thought he had an open man. Look at that, wide open, but the defender was reading it all the way, stepped up and picked it off. Another turnover in this game so far. 1 interception for us, 1 for them. And this defensive slugfest continues. And I hate to say it, if it stays like this, stays close, Iowa and Indiana getting a little nervous, and we're going to have our first college football playoff controversy if a one-loss non-conference champion is a one-loss non-conference champion that loses to a top 1 or 2 team in the nation stronger than a 2-loss conference champion. What do you guys think? Put in the comments. Should a one-loss team that didn't win their conference get in the college football playoff over a 2-loss team that wins the Big Ten? Let your thoughts be known in the comments, in the chat, because ultimately we get to make the decision. And it's going to be Eric Anderson, and Texas is going the right way as the cheerleaders on the field again. Texas is right outside Big Red's end zone there for the first score of this game. Campbell, delayed handoff, and he's going to take it in himself. Omar Campbell scores, and the Longhorns take the lead, 6-0. Well, there you go. Hopefully our offense can get on track in this one. See what kind of return Newton can give us. He's always good for a big return. Oh, look at the blocking. There we go. There goes Newton, and he's going to give it to us. Newton is going to go all the way. Oh, my goodness. I didn't jinx him. I gave him the boost. Jason Newton does indeed give us a big return as Iowa blowing out Indiana, and that's going to make the conversation even bigger. I want to know your thoughts because ultimately we get to make the decision of the Final Four. Who's going to go to the college football playoff? If it's a close loss, does a one-loss non-conference winner get in? Does this count? Should this count as a playoff game? Should this eliminate, or do you go with the theory of the committee where you pick the 4 best teams? Would you put in a 2-loss Iowa team that's looking like they're going to blow out Indiana unless Indiana comes back? Who knows? Or it could all be for naught if Fresno State loses. I would think that would knock them out, even though they'd have 1 loss just like us or Texas, but our 1 loss being to either number 1 or number 2 is a big difference here. So Campbell gets tripped up. It was Bryant Harper that got back there quickly. Look at that, tripping up Campbell, and then Campbell eventually got drilled into the turf by A.J. Hill. Man, this has all been in the first quarter, by the way. A lot of drives, a lot of time. Campbell is going to lose the football again. Campbell is having a hard time hanging on to the football. In fact, he's hanging on to the football too long. Letting our guys get back there and rough him up. James Kelly. So here we go. 3rd down and 25. Campbell, pocket was collapsing. He did get rid of it. Oh my goodness, it was almost caught. Oh my God. Steve Porter was there, was nearly caught, and we go to the end of the first. It is 7-7. Oh my goodness, it's been an interesting one, folks. It's going to keep being that way for the next 3 quarters. 12-0 versus 12-0. Somebody's losing for the first time here today. And Iowa continuing to run up the score on Indiana. It's 24-0. Hawkeyes over the Hoosiers. Another good field position here for the Utes. Defense continues to play strong. Cross getting rid of it quickly to Nick Odom. Odom gets 4 yards. The Dr. Pepper AT&T Big 12 championship game here. Only 6 yards passing so far for Andrew Cross. Bill Bradford has another big opening. That's where all the yards have come from so far. Maybe we just keep it on the ground. We change the strategy. Who cares about throwing it? When I played in my 2nd national championship game with Troy, when we played TCU, I pretty much played the most conservative game I've ever played. We won 13-0, and I was so nervous that we'd already gone to the national championship once and played Air Force and got beat. I played so conservative. We had like a really high-powered quarterback. Maybe you guys remembered. And, man, we played so conservative and got the win, so that's all that mattered. 13-0. 2nd down and 8 for Utah here. Cross completes it. 8 yards and just a yard shy, 3rd and inches for Jermaine Cox. Bradford gets the first down. He nearly got beheaded by George Jones. But nonetheless, first down for the Utes. It feels different when you're playing like a juggernaut. You know, we played so many teams like Kansas, 0-10, and teams that we kind of just threw around. When you're playing a juggernaut here like Texas, 12-0, it really does feel like a completely different battle. Second and 6. Aaron Price continuing to run the ball strong up the middle. Texas have shown their struggles at stopping the running game thus far. 3rd and 3. At the 5-yard line, a chance for a first down here. Aaron Price in the backfield, and Aaron Price will get the first down. He was dragging Jake Brock with him. And now the Utes are in business. Will Bradford still going for the NCAA record of rushing touchdowns. He's getting close to Barry Sanders' record. There's another score for Bradford. That gives him 2 today on the ground. Actually, that's his first one. We had the kick return early. I'm so used to Bradford scoring all the time. That's actually our first offensive drive for a touchdown, and the Utes will take the lead here. Oh my God, that was almost blocked. 14-7, Fresno hanging on to a tight lead. Iowa trying to put their best foot forward with a big blowout over Indiana. USF, the first team to officially punch their ticket to the college football playoff, which means the Big East, formerly the American, the AAC, for the 3rd year in a row, is sending a team to the college football playoff. In year 1, it was Army, undefeated at 13-0, that sent the Army Black Knights into the number 2 seed where they beat us. And then last season, it was Navy who got into the postseason. I think they had 1 loss, but everybody had a loss last season except for Miami, Ohio. Siegel getting the run here. He gets 7 yards before getting knocked out of bounds. So from Army to Navy to USF, the Big East continues to be college football's dominant conference. They've been for a number of years. They don't have the championship to back it up, but they always have a team in the hunt. You can see all those championship teams at Patreon as John Siegel gets dropped. Big Lee Anderson, 3rd tackle for a loss. And our Ute defense, one of the best defenses I have coached, as Fresno is going to get another touchdown. They are making it tough for the Longhorns here. Campbell, again, just hanging on to it. He's going to go deep down the field, and it is caught by Eric Anderson, and that is what I wish Andrew Cross would do. Beautifully put over the head of Steve Porter. It wasn't underthrown. I don't get that kind of passing from Andrew Cross. It was right over the defender's head. 50-plus yards for the Longhorns. I think it's going to be a tight contest, folks. Campbell takes it himself. He is trying to rush in for a second rushing touchdown here today to tie this one up.
That brings up 2nd and 1.
And then you can continue the debate. Should this count as a playoff game, or do you put a 1-loss non-conference winner in over a 2-loss conference champion? Almost intercepted. When we put the pressure on Campbell, he forces throws. We have to put more pressure on him. So this scenario has never happened before. Like I said, in year 1, we had 2 undefeated teams. We had 1 1-loss team, and we had 1 2-loss team. So it made it perfect. It made it easy. Last season, I remember there was 1 undefeated team and then a bunch of 1-loss teams. But there are no other 1-loss conference champions, so it worked out perfectly there as Omar Campbell gets a second rushing touchdown. This season, though, we have never had the scenario where 1 and 2 are playing in the conference championship going into the college football playoff. Extra point booted through, and we are tied once again. Breaking news in real life, Jimbo Fisher continues his dominant recruiting efforts at Texas A&M today, and Minnesota reportedly expected to hire the Rams offensive coordinator O'Connell as their new head coach after the Jim Harbaugh talks broke down, and Newton trying to break down the Longhorns. He's having a huge returning day. If we can bide our time well, this could be big. We can try to burn 4 minutes off the clock. We'll get the ball to begin the second half, so we have to play this one well. And we might just do that with this Bill Bradford rushing attack. We're going to, I don't know, we'll see. We'll try to play conservative here. I think that's a smart way to go about it. We'll put it on conservative and just try to get some of this clock to wind down. Get the double score here. Good blocking, good running by Bradford. Keep pounding the rock with Bradford. I don't want to overwork the guy, but I mean, they're not stopping the rushing attack at all today. In fact, the drive where we didn't get any points at the beginning of the game was all thanks to Bradford. Bradford only getting it 2 that time. Already got 14 carries and another score for Iowa. So Iowa's really, really, really trying to make it a point that they should be in the college football playoff, not a one-loss team. Oh, man. Cross goes down. Oh, my God. Tommy Phillips. Untouched. Bradford there. Probably should have thrown the block, but he didn't. It's going to be 3rd and long. Andrew Cross not having a great game. Cross rolling out. He's got an open man. Jermaine Cox can't get it. Batted away by Adam Carter. He had Cox open. Only 14 yards passing so far for Andrew Cross. He's picking not a good day to not have a good day. McPherson. Bell gets shoved out of bounds, and Texas can end up getting the ball with 1:18 here and make something happen late. 14-14. Campbell. Oh, intercepted! Ben Jackson, take it to the house. Pick six. Pick six. Ben Jackson. That's big business from our defense. Omar Campbell. He's also picking a bad day to have a bad day. That's big. That's a pick six. That's huge. We give the ball back to the Longhorns. Now 21-14. Again, folks, leave your comments down below, whether on Twitch, whether on YouTube. If this game is a close game, should a one-loss loser of this game get in the college football playoff over Iowa, who is dominating? Iowa is 10-2. They would finish the season 11-2. The loser of this game would finish the season 12-1 without a conference title. Should a one-loss non-conference winner get in the college football playoff over a two-loss conference champion? Campbell just kind of dancing around and throwing it into the turf. The way things are going, though, if we can start to put the points on Texas, we might end up knocking them out, because the committee said if it's a blowout, which I assume would be like 21 points or more, then that would knock one of these two teams out, and Iowa, based on their performance against a 10-win Indiana squad, would look to get in the playoff, which means that the winner of this game would play Iowa in the Fiesta Bowl or the Peach Bowl, and then we would get our USF Fresno game, because Fresno would most likely move up to number 3 as long as they continue to put their domination out on Oregon State. A little catch by Justin Edwards. He's been around here today. Hurry up offense by the Longhorns. Campbell has an open Alex Gray. Timeout called by the Longhorns. 53 seconds. Try to hold them here. Empty set here for Campbell. Not a lot of pressure. He dumps it off to Dallas Miles. Campbell's not been that impressive today. You can see the numbers right there. Neither is Andrew Cross. Both quarterbacks overwhelmed by these defenses. In fact, all of our points have come from all of our different areas. We had one offensive touchdown, one special teams touchdown, one defensive touchdown. Coach Larry Blakeney, he used to always say three-phase football, right? We got all three phases. We got to try to stop Texas here. It would be a bad point if the Longhorns, oh my God, that was a big hit on Robert Horn you saw in the middle of the field. That could have drawn a flag. No flag from the officials here. Letting the boys play it out. Campbell completes it to Dallas Miles again. Texas hanging on to that last timeout. This is a drive for the Longhorns. And this would only be the third time this season that 3 touchdowns will have been scored against this Utah defense. Pressure coming. Campbell to Edwards. Touchdown Longhorns. Unbelievable. They went down the field. They bounced back from the pick 6. And they went down the field and put it in the end zone. This is the game of the century, folks. 21-21. It's about to be tied here. We still got all our timeouts, though, so we may be able to make a run.
The extra point attempt is good. The Longhorns lined up for the kickoff. Newton back to return.
Newton. Oh, look at Newton. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Almost. Cross. Oh, my goodness. That should have been intercepted. Come on, Cross.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
Now the game's saying just run it. Should we just run it? Cross finds an open Nick Odom who goes out of bounds. Whew. $19 seconds left. We got to get off a conservative here. Cross completes it to Zach Smith. Is that Smith's first catch of this game? Yes, it is. All right, we got to get off a conservative mode. No more running the clock. Back to balance. There's a lot of different settings we can play around with. I haven't fooled those yet. Still got all 3 timeouts. 15 seconds. Another quick pass completed to Perry. Timeout called Utah. 11 seconds left.
That makes it 1st and 10.
Whew.
Man left. Forward down. Let's go.
11 seconds, 2 timeouts. We've made the drive. Completed to Nick Odom. Timeout, Utah. 8 seconds to go. How do we play this? Do we keep the passing game going? Do we give Bill Bradford a chance? I don't like any of these plays. I wish when you called a timeout, it gave you more time. Right? You should get like additional time calling timeout to call a play. We're just going to, you know what, we're going to do slants right here. Someone's open, we're going to take the shot. This is what we're going for. There it is. There it is. Oh, no. Zach Smith could not get into the end zone, and we got to take the points. We have to take the points. No timeouts. This is like a free 3 points. We let a drive that we didn't expect, and we're going to get 3. And there's still 1 second left on the clock. Little squibberoo. Hey, we got 3 out of that drive. That was the best drive from Andrew Cross so far. So there you go. What a first half. Did it live up to the hype yet, folks? 24-21, number 1 versus number 2. A possible big-time stretch of football. If Fresno wins out, we might have to go through 3 undefeated teams just to get into the national championship. That's never happened before. What a gauntlet. All right, second half. Here we go, folks. 24-21. There's some blocking, and Newton is going to do it again. Newton is picking a day to have a great day where Andrew Cross picked a bad day to have a bad day. Another kick return touchdown from Jason Newton. He's had some big returns so far today. Oh, my God. Give that guy the gold football. Newton returns the second half kickoff for a score. He's on fire today, folks. Oh, my goodness. That's the biggest lead of the game so far. 31-21. Or did we have a 14-point lead earlier? I can't even remember. There's so much excitement. Well, it started off a defensive slugfest. Now look at all the points on the board. Iowa continuing their blowout of Indiana. Georgia Tech and Virginia Tech in a close one for the ACC title down at the Panther Stadium, Bank of America. Fresno State has their shutout going over Oregon State. We already crowned Tennessee conference champions. We already crowned USF, who came out of nowhere. Like I said, USF in the last 19 seasons as Campbell on the option is going to get brought down by Jason Lyles. USF in the last 19 seasons, the Big East has had teams. It's been Navy. It's been Army. They've had the teams that have been good in that conference for years and years. USF has not been there. They have come out of nowhere this year. 12-0. Campbell forced to throw that one quickly to Jeff McGee. Another score by Iowa. 34-0 Hawkeyes over the Hoosiers. So Iowa is trying their dearest to make the committee notice them through all of this. Saying, hey, we're going to win our conference. Oh, my goodness. David Richer. That would have been big. It still forces a punt here, which is big. Because, man, if we go down and score on this drive, it's really going to start to put the hurt on Texas. Whew. You guys getting excited yet? Newton. Look at the blocking. Look at the blocking. Another big return by Newton. He's got to have almost 300 all-purpose yards by now. If that guy's not player of the game, there's something wrong here. He absolutely should be the player of the game. And he's had big returns all season, but this has been the biggest. Jason Newton, folks. And he's a sophomore. Hopefully we got 2 more years left in him. Bradford immediately hit by Wes Cross. Good job by the Texas defense. We give credit when we need to there. Oh my God, I tried to flip the play. I'm still in Madden mode. Always hit the RB to flip the play because that's what it is in Madden, but not here. All right, we got Oregon State on the board by way of a touchdown. So they're going to close the gap. Knocked away. Looking to get our top receiver, Zach Smith, involved. He's been kept out of things here. go with the slot seams here. Try to get Odom, try to get Cox. If not, we'll go short to Smith or Perry. That's the goal. Let's see. There's an open man. Well, he was open. Incomplete. And Utah's got to give it back. Defense and special teams winning it for the Utes so far. Rough punt there by McPherson. Out of the 24. Yeah, not a good punt at all. Back to the Longhorns. Campbell gives it to Siegel. Siegel had a bit of an opening there. Got brought down by Bryant Harper. Clear the old throat here. Too much excitement in the air, folks. Can't believe it. We're going to do baseball this weekend. This season should be done. Unless you guys want to see more college football, you have to let me know. But this season will be wrapped up soon. And we can finish up the football season. There's a fumble. Oh, my goodness. There's a fumble. Was he down on the turf or not? You know, they're going to review it. There's Wes Harper who picked it up. Let's see. It's Alex Gray. I think it's out before he hits the ground. See if they review it, but I think it's going to be another. They're not going to review it. It is a clean fumble and another defensive turnover and another huge opportunity for the Utes. Think about, oh my goodness, what a catch by Singleton, who the tackle not made there by Tim Patrick. Not the Broncos wide out, but the corner here for the Longhorns. Man, think of the missed opportunities. We missed the field goal early on. The points, we got to punch this one in here. Bill, oh my God. Number 95 is Jermaine Reed. He pushed Tristan Hawkins backwards into Bill Bradford. He literally overpowered our offensive lineman into Bill Bradford to make that tackle. I've never seen such a thing. 2nd and 11. They're going to give it to Bradford here, and he's going to make a big run at it. There's Jermaine Reed on the tackle again, so 3rd and 4. Bradford's been held in check here in the 3rd. Give it to Bradford again. 1st down, Utes. Show that Utah fan base here in Texas. Oh my God, I hit it again. I got to remember what the flip play button is. Right trigger, not bumper. Hey, Mac Dimes, man, you're just in time. It's just heating up this game. Tristan Mack is back. And it is 12-0 versus 12-0. This is the Big 12 championship game. And we've been asking the folks throughout the stream, so you'll have to tell me yourself. Because the situation is, we got USF, who's going to finish undefeated. We got Fresno, who's going to finish undefeated unless they completely collapse. Iowa at number 5 is going to be 11-2. They're blowing out Indiana here. There's the give to Price. Touchdown, Utah. Should the loser of this game, who is going to end the season 12-1 without a conference championship, get in the college football playoff over a team that has 2 losses? So Iowa would finish at 11-2. Texas or Utah would finish at 12-1. But Iowa's going to have a conference championship and a blowout win over Indiana. Who gets in the college football playoff, Tristan? Who gets that 4 seed? Do you give it to the team that loses to number 1 or that loses to number 2? Or do you give it to the team that wins their conference championship that has 2 losses? It's an interesting scenario, one we haven't been faced with yet in this college football playoff. But we're going to put the playoff together as soon as this game's over, but it's starting to become a blowout for Texas, and the committee said if this one ended up being a blowout, then Texas or Utah, good Lord, what, how is he not down? The committee already said if this game ended in a blowout, then that would eliminate Utah or Texas But if it was a close game, then both teams would still get in, and it would be the first time in college football playoff history that a one-loss non-conference champion got in the college football playoff. In all the years past, which has been 2, you had to have a conference title to get into the college football playoff. So this is where the debate is on. And if we get the stop here and put another score on the board, so Tristan Mack says Texas or Utah should move on regardless of the conference title, regardless of how this one turns out. Indiana's finally getting it on the board there. You saw at the bottom of your screen, they get a field goal against Iowa. I mean, you sent Iowa to the Rose Bowl? That would still be a good little reward. They would play, I'm not sure who Iowa would play. They're going to go with the screen. Oh my goodness, Harper had that one. He knew the screen pass was coming, but he couldn't get turned around. So Iowa, maybe Iowa in the Rose Bowl. That's still a nice bowl game to go to. Another score by Iowa. It's a touchdown, and it's a blowout, and they're blowing out. They are blowing out. Tristan Mack says 12-1 better than 11-2. That is true. Oh! Steve Porter nearly picked it off. But, again, you got to look at it. A Big Ten champion. We'll look at Iowa's schedule after this as well, just to, you know. But Texas, if they lose, let's say if it plays out how it is, Texas's one loss would be to undefeated #1 ranked Utah. Iowa would be 10-2, but they have a conference championship, and you see what they're doing to Indiana. Indiana is also 10-2, so it's not like they're beating up a weak Indiana team. This is a good Indiana team that has a matching record of Iowa. But Tristan Mack is saying the 12-2 team gets in. We'll see how this game plays out. Again, the committee said if it was a blowout, that would knock out Utah or Texas. It's been close. We've started to pull away. Texas has not scored at all in the third quarter here. But it's starting to become a blowout. So we'll see. We'll see how this, we got to see how it all ends up. I mean, obviously Iowa trying to make their big statement with their blowout win here over Indiana. And Texas trying to get back in this thing. Dallas Miles, we have no answer for him. 78 yards so far for the Longhorns. 6 tackles in this one for Wes Harper. 1st and 10 for the Longhorns. And Campbell tried to take it, and it is Wes Harper who's been all over the field today. My goodness, that's Bryant Harper, actually. It's a different Harper. We got Harpers all over the place out there. I think they're brothers. Wes Harper, Bryant Harper, but Bryant Harper has been all over the place. So is Wes Harper. And we got Virginia Tech pulling away. They're another team that is 10-2. That's hoping to get a college football playoff run. They might end up going to the Orange Bowl, though, as ACC champs. We already know SMU is going to a New Year's Six Bowl as they finished 11-1. They're the group of 4 representative. We know that USF is guaranteed to go to the college football playoff. Tristan Mack says, I want it to be Texas. Utah is the #1 team in the nation. Hard to beat. So, Tristan is saying Texas should go. It's going to be intercepted. Another interception by Ben Jackson. Texas is starting to implode, though. You got to look at it. We'll see what the final score ends up being. It's far from being over. But Texas is starting to implode. You got a team, Iowa, that's winning 41-6. So that's the debate. If Texas didn't make it, it would be Iowa taking on Utah in the Fiesta Bowl in the college football playoff. If Texas did end up getting in, Texas would be the 3 seed to avoid the rematch. And it would be Fresno State taking on Utah in the Fiesta Bowl, which would be a rematch from our old Pac-14 days. And then it would be USF taking on Texas in the first round of the college football playoff. So that would be your scenarios. It would be Iowa, Utah, and USF, Fresno State. Or if Texas gets in, it would be Fresno State, Utah, Texas versus USF. So what would be the more attractive matchup? That's what the committee's got to figure out. You can only put 4. You got 5 viable teams here. Third down and 5. Andrew Cross looking for an open Zach Smith. Pass got batted down, and we're going to punt this one away. So Texas still hanging in there. It's not a blowout yet. Fair catch is going to be called. And that will do it for quarter number 3. Here we go, the 4th quarter. This is a big drive. Texas is right back in this thing with a score. They would be down by 2 scores. They would be down by 10. If we can hold them out, we can begin to run the clock and start putting the pressure on the committee, which is us, which is the people, which is me, of deciding who gets in that final spot. Would Texas drop to number 3? Well, one thing I am going to do, I'm going to see how the BCS rankings also, the computer rankings in the game, will rank the teams. And we ultimately get the final decision. Tristan Mack is playing 2K18. Now you keep playing, man. We're glad you're here. Another catch by Dallas Miles.
That'll make it 2nd and 7.
Big drive for the Longhorns. The college football playoff hasn't given us this big debate yet. I mean, like I said, it was easy season 1, which you can see the original 2 college football playoff trees up on our Patreon page. It's up there on the Utah stat book. But the first season, it was easy. We had 2 undefeated teams. We had 1 one-loss team, and we had a 2-loss conference champion. Done. Last season, oh my goodness. Oh my God, Omar Campbell overthrew a wide open Robert Horn, and it's 4th and 7. Last season, we had 1 undefeated team. We had 3 one-loss teams, easy. This season, we got number 1 and number 2 playing in the Big 12 championship. Campbell, off the mark, turnover on downs, another turnover for the Texas Longhorns. Tristan Mack wants to become a recruit. I gotta put Tristan Mack in the game. Remind me, I don't know if I can do that. I'll do it for next season. You'll have to remind me when we get into next season, but I will make you a recruit and put you in the game. Hand off to Bill Bradford. Boy, it'd be big if we can score 1 more. This game was tight in the first half. Second half has gone to the Utes. Texas has not scored here in the second half at all. Oh my God, Cross has gotten sacked a bunch of times here in this one. Like, he barely gets off. That was Jermaine Reed, by the way. He barely gets in his 3-step drop, and he's hitting the turf. That's happened a couple of times to Andrew Cross. So 3rd and 14. Utah, a couple of chances to put Texas away, unable to do it. And Cross is going to go down the field. It was in and out of the hands of Zach Smith, who was contending with Adam Carter down the field. It falls incomplete. Look at the total yards by Texas. I mean, 100 more than we got. But our defense and our special teams has been doing it here. Oh, man. Another terrible punt by McPherson. Tristan Mack says, pull Andrew Cross. He's done. He's done with Cross. Highest ranked recruit in team history at quarterback has been Andrew Cross. Campbell's going to get sacked. Bryant Harper again. Omar Campbell's also felt the turf monster numerous times. He turned right in. He turned right into Harper, turned around, boom. Harper put him down. Unbelievable. 2nd and 17 for Texas. They keep backing up on this Utah defense. Campbell, intercepted. Picked off by Jason Lyles. The 4th interception by Omar Campbell. He's imploding right now. This Utah defense, which I've often stated is one of the strongest coach defenses I've had in my 17 seasons at Utah, is coming up big in the game of the century against 12-0 Texas. And this is a Texas team that we lost to last season 40-8. We got demolished by this Longhorn team last season. We've yet to beat Texas in the regular season. 0-2 against Texas in the regular season. We're 2-0 against them in Big 12 championships and the national championship. Tristan Max needs to get his head cleared for a drive or two, then come back in. All right, Tristan Mack is saying he wants Cross out. Well, let's see how this drive ends up. And we're almost at the end now. We got to get this first down. Bill Bradford's kept in check in the second half as well, after he had a big-time first half. 3rd and 3. Man in motion. Cross. First down to Nick Odom. How about that? Andrew Cross trying to silence the doubters in the stands. The fans in the chat, the fans out on Twitter. He's silencing them right now with that conversion. Bill Bradford gets shoved back and then eventually tackled by Chris Jones. No running room for Bradford. At least you can say we are in field goal range. That would put us in the 40s, which would double up Texas. Would that constitute a blowout? Would that be enough of a blowout for the committee to say, hey, Texas had their shot. This is Texas's playoff game, and they're blowing it. Where would Texas go? Maybe Texas would probably go to the Rose Bowl if they didn't get into the college football playoff. I would assume Texas would go to the Rose Bowl. They'd play, I don't know, maybe somebody from the Big Ten, from the Pac-16. Cross is going to roll out of the pocket. Touchdown, Andrew Cross. How about that? Andrew Cross doesn't run often. He took it that time. The drive when he needed it, and we're starting to put the blowout on number 2. He barely made it in as well. He had big number 98, Brent Thomas. Big number 99, Jake Brock, chasing him down. He got into the end zone. I don't know, Tristan Mag. What do you think? 45-21. Texas. We'll see how the final computer rankings puts them before we put our college football playoff together. But Iowa, they're putting the beat down on. We're putting the beat down on. Could this game, Tristan Mack says, I'll be darned. Yes, he will. We'll see. Is Campbell going to collapse again? We're looking at all the good that our defense has done so far. I don't know who the coach of the Longhorns is in this one, 19 seasons in. But Campbell heading out again. 4 interceptions. Only completing about half his passes. We'll see how this drive. We still got a lot of time left. Still 4 minutes. Campbell is down again. I don't know what, was it 64 that got him? That's who celebrating. Yeah, they say James Kelly got him. Tristan Mack says if Texas gets a field goal or better, they should go to the playoffs. Okay. So it's up to the Longhorns now. I mean, it might be 2 quarters of football. They were in the playoff hunt. 2 quarters of football might wipe them out, man. Campbell. Oh, man, batted away by Richard. Well, it's 3rd and 17. This is 4-down territory. Would Texas go for on 4th and long? I would think they have to, right? This game was a lot closer when Tristan got here. Then it turned into a blowout. What are they thinking? A draw play. I guess trying to make the 4th down shorter, perhaps? If they punt, they're giving up on the season. Now they're not punting. We're going to bring the blitz. We're bringing everybody. It's going to be our defense versus their offense. Score alert. And we got a tight one in the ACC title game. Here comes everyone. Campbell, he gets it away to Miles, and the Texas offense wins. We put our defense versus their offense. Dallas Miles with 117. Campbell almost got sacked, but he was able to get it away, and Texas has life. Fresno blowing out Oregon. Iowa blowing out Indiana. Campbell. Dallas Miles again. Miles catching everything. That's his 12th catch, I want to say. We got a final score. Iowa. Is that enough? 41-6 against number 15. They're 10-2. Both teams were 10-2. Did Iowa's blowout win do enough to get them in the college football playoff? Texas is trying to make a run at it here too. Did Texas get embarrassed enough to knock them out of the college football playoff? Remember Alabama in real life this year, they got blown out by Georgia. They still ended up going to the college football playoff. That was still right the other way around, right? It was Georgia that got blown out by Alabama. It was Georgia that got blown out. They still got into the college football playoff. Virginia Tech wins, so Virginia Tech also at 10-2, your ACC champions. But let's see what the score. Let's look at the score in real life. 2022 SEC championship. Because it was enough for Georgia to get in. Campbell chased down. Oh, it's 2021, right? I didn't remember if that game took place in January or not. So the SEC championship, it was 41-24. It's actually a very similar score to ours. We're 45-21 with Texas driving. Real life was 41-24. And Georgia got in the college football playoff with that blowout. Texas is slowly running out of time, though. They're huddling up, so they're not really going fast at all. Campbell's going to come out. He sprained his ankle. So that's going to bring in Anthony Owens to play quarterback. And Owens is trying to get the Longhorns. He's trying to be like Ohio State, where all the backups let him in. Greg Durbin is a freshman making a catch there. Under a minute to play in this one. He's trying to be like Cardell Jones out there, leading his team. Owens, touchdown Texas. Did that keep them in the playoff discussion? They're going to kick an onside kick as well. No, they're going to go for two. Owens, 2-point conversion is good. Oh, it's getting interesting now. Tristan Mack says they should be in the playoffs. There you go, Virginia Tech. They also finish 11-2 with a conference title. So what makes Iowa better than Virginia Tech, right? Tennessee also finished 11-2 with a conference title. But I think the big thing is Iowa sitting at number 5. I forgot to line up in the onside formation. Well, they touched it way ahead anyway, so that's going to be a flag. And depending on what happens here, it's only going to end up being a 2-score loss for the Longhorns. And reconsider, as I just said, you're going to have 3 teams that have conference titles that are 10-2. Iowa, Tennessee, Virginia Tech. You're going to have 1 team with 1 loss in Texas. That makes this all the more interesting. I'm going to try to broadcast our selection. I don't even remember how to do the Horizons app. I'm going to have to go on YouTube and watch a video as well and try to remember how to do it, because there's like a bunch of steps you have to do to like export your file and all that stuff. 3rd and 1. This is the game winner if we get the first down. There it is. Utah will finish number 1. We're going to head to the college football playoff. We will be the first team to go to the... Yes, Tristan Mack says, go Utes. We will be the first team to go to the college football playoff twice. We went in season 1 as the 3 seed. We're going as the 1 seed. We will join many other 1 seeds. The first 1 seed, Georgia Tech, they were 13-0. Last year, it was Miami, Ohio at 12-0. And let the controversy begin. Texas, should they go to the college football playoff? If they do, our road to the national championship is going to be playing 3 undefeated teams. We just beat Texas. If Texas gets in, that means we would play Fresno State, who is also undefeated. And if USF beats Texas, then we would play a 3rd undefeated team en route to the national championship. But there it is, folks. The Big 12 title game of the century is in the books. We beat Texas. We had a dominant second half. A team that we were 2-2 against previously. A team that we lost to last season 40-8. We come in. We beat. You see the fans, they're beside themselves. Look at them all. Shake coach's hand. Love for the players. We are going to the college football playoff as the 1 seed. And the college football playoff has its first controversy. There you go, Jason Newton. 300 all-purpose yards. Our 2nd Big 12 championship. Oklahoma won it last year. They won the national title last year. That's our 2nd Big 12 title. And as we were saying, we have our first college football playoff controversy. Should Texas get in the college football playoff without a conference title, losing the number 1 in the nation, 45-29. I think that's the most points anyone scored against this on this defense is at 29. That would be 4 touchdowns. Is 4 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion against number 1 enough? Or should Iowa, at 10-2, now 11-2, who blew out Indiana also at 10-2, now 10-3, get in the college football playoff? Tristan Mack says Texas should get in. Other folks that are joining in, leave your comments down below. But Tristan Mack thinks Texas should get in. They had a pretty awful performance. I mean, all the turnovers they had. Iowa seemed a little more impressive, but we'll check out Iowa's schedule. We'll see how things look, and then we're going to put the college football playoff together. Tristan Mack says, that's true. 4 TDs against this defense earns you a playoff spot. So Tristan Mack is all in on Texas getting another shot, which means the college football playoff would be Utah and Fresno going toe-to-toe in the Fiesta Bowl. And that would be a rematch. We played Fresno every season when we were both in the Pac-14. And then it would be Texas taking on USF in the Peach Bowl. So Bulls, Longhorns, Bulldogs, and Utes. If we decide to put Iowa in, it would be us taking on Iowa in the Fiesta Bowl, and it would be Fresno State and USF going toe-to-toe in the Peach Bowl. So we will see as you got your final numbers there. Man, we held that rushing game in check. 5 turnovers. Newton, your player of the game, with all his kick returning madness. Wes Harper, 7 tackles, forced a fumble, and an INT. I don't know how Eric Anderson was player of the game. I mean, my God, Dallas Miles out there had like 13 catches. So another conference title added to the profile here. We'll see, will it populate on our coaching timeline? You can see our conference championship success as of late. Add it. And then we'll go to the desktop here. Let's see here. Look at our contract. You can see our history over the last few seasons. I mean, man, from 2015 to 2022, only 2 conference titles in the bunch. But since 2022, I mean, we've only missed 2 seasons, from 2022 to 2031, which is a 9-year run. Only 2 years. Last season and right here, 2023, we missed the conference championship. Other than that, I mean, man, it's been all conference titles. Nothing short of the last season with 3 or more losses was right here, 2020. And then after that, I mean, man, we 1 loss, 2 loss, no loss, 3, 0, 1, 3, 2, 2, and 0. So there we go. Let's sim forward, see how the BCS ranks them, and then we're gonna go to our desktop here and we're gonna put the bowl season together through the Horizons mod. And I gotta pull up a YouTube video because I don't remember how this thing works, how all the modifications work. Here's a nice little tutorial on how to do it. College football revamped playoff. Making an 18 playoff. Here we go. Making a 14 playoff tutorial. This is the one we want. Yes, there's a bunch of these, but this is the one. Yes, the guy. This is my guy. A very cool app these guys built, so we can put this college football playoff in this game. All right, so step 1. We did not win the Heisman, so it's going to be sophomore Rashad Johnson who beat out Bill Bradford for the Heisman. So there you go. Here's all our awards. I mean, David Richard's going to get the Benerick Award. We got Kelly winning the Nagurski. We got Smith winning the Remington. Kelly winning the Lombardi. We have Richard winning Linebacker of the Year. The Jim Thorpe going to Lyles. Jason Newton, Returner of the Year without a doubt. I mean, come on. Did we win Coach of the Year? Give us Coach of the Year, man. So obviously this would be a BCS controversy if we didn't have a college football playoff, because you would finish with 3 undefeated teams, and they're obviously putting in USF over Fresno State. But we got the college football playoff, so we're going to look at what the bowl games are, and then we're going to move some of them around by way of this app. We got to pick 2 6-6 teams to kick out to make this college football playoff work as well. Is there a game with 2 6-6 teams? We got a lot of 6-6 teams. Maybe Florida State and Stanford. We boot out, make the Military Bowl our sacrificial lamb. We got a lot of 6-6 teams. We can kind of play around with it as we go. I want to give Northwestern a stronger game too than that Air Force game. Tristan Mack says the Utes are elite, never going to lose again. My goodness, that's big hype. Let's see here. Decent match. I mean, most of these are going to stay the same. SMU is going to a New Year's 6, so that's going to change. I think that's obviously got to change because we need the Peach Bowl for our college football playoff. Houston. I almost want to kick Houston out because if they lost us 87-0, they shouldn't be in. That's a good game right there. Ohio State and South Carolina. Ole Miss and Penn State in the Outback Bowl. We'll see here. I don't know. I feel like Penn State should get in the Rose Bowl ahead of Minnesota. I almost feel like those should be swapped. Because Penn State with their 10-2 record. We got to look at Iowa's schedule. So they have Iowa and Fresno. So the committee does have, we didn't look at the BCS, but so Tristan Mack, the BCS has Texas at 5 and Iowa at 4. Obviously, we can go in and change that. The Sugar Bowl, Miami and Notre Dame, Tennessee and Navy. Where's Virginia Tech at? The Cotton Bowl, I think, is going to be Oklahoma and SMU. Boston College and Cincy, Temple and UAB. Where's Virginia Tech? Right there. Yeah, we got to move Virginia Tech somewhere too. They got to go to the Orange Bowl, right? I don't know. Notre Dame. I don't know. Oklahoma was all set to put them in the Cotton Bowl, but there's a lot of two-loss teams that might deserve a spot ahead of them. It's going to be interesting. We definitely have some room to play around with, but yeah, the BCS rankings. Here we go. They have what I said would happen if it was a blowout, which is Utah 1, USF 2, Fresno 3, Iowa 4, which would be us playing Iowa, and Fresno playing USF. Tristan Mack, though, thinks that one loss. Let's look at Iowa's schedule. Here you go. Beat down on FCS, beat Iowa State, Bowling Green, which is a Big Ten team, Northern Illinois, also a Big Ten team. They beat Minnesota, got by them, but that's a 9-3 team. They beat they lost to Ohio State, so that's one of their losses. That's a big loss to Ohio State, and they also lost to Northwestern. But they beat Wisconsin, beat Illinois, beat Purdue, Arkansas State. They won at Nebraska, a close game against Nebraska, and then they had the beatdown against Indiana. So they're 2 losses, both on the road, both to 3-loss teams. Texas, we know what they did. They beat South Alabama, they beat Texas State, they beat Missouri, Kansas, UAB, Oklahoma, blew out Texas Tech, TCU, Oklahoma State, Baylor, North Texas, and Houston before finally losing to us. Not the strongest schedule in the world. They have 1, 2, 3 wins against teams with winning records. Iowa has 1, 2, 3, 4 wins against teams with winning records. So I'm going to let Tristan Mack, you get to make the final call. The BCS says Iowa. They have a conference championship. Texas does not. Tennessee also has a conference championship. And Virginia Tech also has a conference championship. Does their 2 losses mean more than Tennessee? Tennessee lost to Georgia, and they lost to Navy. But I'm going to let Tristan Mack make the final call. He says that's the loss for me to kick him out of the playoffs, losing 42-10 to... Okay, so we're going with Texas. So for the first time in college football playoff history, a team without a conference championship is going to bypass teams, even though they have a better record. They lost to Utah. Texas is going to get into the college football playoff. They're going to do it. We're going to move them up to number 3 to avoid the rematch. So it's going to be Texas and USF in the Peach Bowl, and it's going to be Utah and Fresno State in the Fiesta Bowl. Tristan Mack, he made the call. He said the 42-10 loss against Ohio State, that's enough to take them out. He said that loss right there, this one, takes them out of the running. That big loss eliminates Iowa. So, let's, give me a moment here. I'm going to go through this YouTube video. I'm going to mute the sound from the game here, so it's just me, and I'm going to play this video and try to remember how to do everything to put this together, and then I'll show you the desktop. So I know we got to save our file like first to a flash drive. So let's see. So we're on bowl season, which is what they said to do. Oh, I skipped the part. So we gotta save it to this flash drive. Is what we gotta do. That's more than Texas lost to Utah. Okay, Tristan Mack made the call. That's part of the hype of being in the chat. You get to make this call. So we are going to save this on the hard drive, on the flash drive. I feel like they're missing the spot. Please bear with me. Like I said, it's been a while. Oh, select device here. And USB storage. Boom. And we save it here. Default. I'll call this, I don't even remember what season this is. Utah. My God. Utah. No. My cat's biting on my headset down here. So we saved it. We'll also save it here to the hard drive just to make sure. So that it should be on the storage device. I wish this would go away. I do see it on the storage device. I'm also going to save just to be safe. I don't know why the drop down is glitching out. Hopefully this is fascinating to people seeing the behind the scenes here. And we're going to save it. My God, why is this glitching out? I'm just going to back out. Yes, I do want to override on the hard drive. Okay. So that's done. I made both saves. Did they even tell me to save it on the...
Alright guys, so back here.
Give me a second, watch this video. Maybe you can hear the video.
If you're on PS3, I'm going to show you real quick. The USB, you can load and save a little quicker if you do, but if not, you can do it from the USB.
I did this part already. Saved a...
You can sort, as he does here, find your Dynasty file, and you want to copy it.
Oh, there's a PS3. I'm on the wrong one. There's a PS3 and an Xbox 360 version. Is there not? Yeah, so here's the Xbox 360 version. You must be on Bowl Week. Back save to the USB, plug USB, blah 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 blah. I need to write all this down. I'm always looking at YouTube videos, but save your Dynasty to a USB, back out and plug a USB into the PC. Got it. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next step. So I'm gonna unplug the USB. I think when I unplug the USB, it like makes the game turn off. Yes, it does. Oh, and maybe not. Okay, so I'm plugging the USB in, and then we're going to go through the whole rigmarole of getting it on the Horizons app. Bear with me, and you will see me eventually broadcast my desktop to you, but not yet until I get this all set up. So we're going to open up Horizons. I'm moving this to the side. We're opening Horizon, the mod. I think this is exciting. This is big business right here. Tristan Maxes were losing 45-40 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. My God, well, I hope you guys turn it around, man. Okay, so now I think I can broadcast the desktop, maybe? I'm supposed to see a device manager. Oh, now I got stuff popping up left and right on the my laptop here. I'm running everything off I have my desktop over here, but my desktop doesn't like to stream for some ungodly reason. It says in Horizon, you'll see your USB. My USB is not popping up. Let me try to unplug it and plug it again. I got the do like it did pop up. Oh, there it is. Okay, now I can try. Here we go. So now, let me go back and I will broadcast. Boom. So now you should be able to see my desktop. So now we're going to do the college football playoffs. So, according to this, that's how we do this thing. You'll see your USB. Open up your Dynasty file. So USB, it is going to be under Games, NCAA 14, and Dynasty Utah. That's the one we just saved. This is going really... Okay, Dynasty Utah. So double click. Okay, so that opens that. Let me back this video up. Go to content. Tristan Mack's going to play Madden. Keep watching because we're putting everything big together. Right click, extract. And you guys can duplicate this too if you got the college football. This is how you do the four-team playoff here. Extract it. to the desktop or just put it anywhere, right? I can just put it in documents and see some of my files there. I'll just put in my documents, Dynasty Utah. Just hit save, right? Yep, save. So that's file extracted successfully, and then we're done with Horizons. Okay, cool. So now we can open up the utility. So NCAA 14 utility tool. All right, boom. Open that up. Tristan Mack. And by the way, make me one of your recruits to sign. Yes, keep reminding me. I'm going to have to do that. Keep reminding me. Okay. Boom. And there is the Unity, the college football revamped utility tool. That's what we're going to use to make all our modifications happen. So we will do college football playoff. We will do a 4-team playoff. We will do step 1, and we will do open file. Boom. It's all starting to come back to me little by little. Utah Dynasty, and it's going to load. Okay. I think I remember how to do this part pretty easily. Then I just make all the modifications, and we resave it. You're going to stream the playoffs? Probably tomorrow, because this is going to take some time. This is going to take, God, probably maybe another 20, 30 minutes or so to figure out where all the bowls are going to be. But tomorrow, definitely planning on streaming at least. I don't know if I'll do both games tomorrow. I'll have to see, because it's still work week, unfortunately. So I'll definitely do one of the games tomorrow. And depending on if we win or lose, because we'll have to go through this whole process again to get the file saved onto into the college football national championship. But definitely by this weekend, by Thursday or Friday, it'll be done for. Okay, so we got everything loaded. Obviously, that's not what it's going to look like because Tristan Mack says it should be Texas. So it is Peach Bowl Fiesta Bowl, which is perfect. But this one is going to be the Fiesta Bowl, and this one is going to be the Peach Bowl, and it's going to be Utah. But we're going to make a change right here. This is going to be Fresno. I guess for Fresno, they're probably thinking like, boy, how did we lose our, Texas? I wouldn't say they lost their ranking, right? Because they were at 3, but Texas was at 2. Texas just slid down to 3. So that is going to put Fresno, or do I have to replace Fresno first? Oh my God, I closed. I gotta go through the whole thing again. Can you believe that? I hit X thinking that was going to X me out of the... It actually X'd me out of the entire college football playoff app, so I got to go through everything again. Pardon me. Please bear with me. Everyone can still hear me, right? You can still... I assume the audio is still working. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, I can still see it bouncing. Great. So we're going to try this again. 4-team playoff. Step 1. Open file. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Dynasty Utah, and now we got to wait. Yeah, Tristan said, oof, that's right. Maybe we should change the rankings first, and then, or we can, I don't know, we can do it in any order. So once we get everything saved, or do we have to do the rank? It's saying we have to do the rankings first. Okay, I guess we should go back. Let me go back. The thing is suggesting that we do the rankings first, the video here. So we should do the rankings, then do the 14 playoff poll editor. Open file. I'm telling you, man, it's been too long since I last did this. It's the work in progress. So they are saying this video is saying I should edit the poll first, and then I should do the 4-team playoff. I suppose that makes sense, even though I think I could pick any team I wanted to. And once we're done, we can just hit save. It won't take that long, by the way. It should only take 15 minutes. Perfect. Tristan says it should only take 15 minutes. Okay, then we hit the save icon, files being saved, then we can go to the playoff picture. Okay, I'm following. Like I said, it's been a long time. So then we do the playoff, then we can do the bowl games. Then we have to resave it, then we save it back over. Okay, so here we go. So according to Tristan Mack, Texas should be here. Fresno there, so 13-0, 13-0, 12-1, 13-0. Iowa, I'm actually going to make a change. I'm going to bump Tennessee up because they also won their conference. I'm going to bump Navy ahead of Minnesota. I think Notre Dame's okay right there. Penn State, I'm going to put them ahead of Minnesota. Oh my God, this whole thing's sliding. I don't know why. I'm going to put Penn State ahead of Minnesota because it's the same conference and they have a better record. Well, did Penn State beat? Maybe that'll be an indicator. Let's look. I still have the game here. I'm pulling up Penn State's schedule and I'm going to actually see if they beat Minnesota. I think they all played this year. Let's see. Minnesota did not play Penn State this year. So there you go. Okay. So, okay, Texas won USF. Utah, USF, Texas, Fresno. Iowa at 5. Tennessee at 11-2. Then Navy, Penn State, Minnesota, Notre Dame, Northwestern, Ohio State, Miami, Central Michigan, SMU. So Virginia Tech is ACC champions. I don't think they're getting enough love at 11-2, but that's how they have them ranked. I mean, Clemson is ahead of them. Let's look at let's pull up Virginia Tech as well. I'm wondering where Virginia Tech, who won the ACC, is not getting any love here. They did not play Clemson. They beat Western Kentucky. They beat Florida State. They lost to Notre Dame, and they lost to Boston College. Boston College is 7-5. But they won out the rest of the way. I'm almost inclined to move them up, especially Miami. Let's see. Did they play Miami? So that's what makes it kind of hard. They didn't play Miami either. Duke, BC. They did not play Miami. But they lost to Notre Dame. So I should put them under. Tristan Mack says Penn State makes sense over Minnesota. Good. Just based on the fact that they're conference champions, I'm going to move Virginia Tech up. But I'll still leave them under. So that would put conference champion, you got Navy, they've been solid, Penn State, and then Minnesota, Notre Dame, Northwestern, Ohio State. So all your Big Ten teams are right there. Virginia Tech, because they're the conference champions, should be there. And then Miami, Central Michigan, who's part of the Big Ten. Clemson, SMU, who's going to be your group of 5. And then Indiana, South Carolina, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Boise, Georgia, Georgia Tech. We can look at the other rankings too. FIU is in the ACC was 9-3. They're not in this group. Almost feels like they should be up there ahead of Georgia, but FIU, Michigan State, UCLA, Oregon State. I think most of that's pretty where it should be. Florida Atlantic. I think poor Kansas finished with the worst record, right? Yeah, 0-12. Somehow Kansas at 0-12. I'm just gonna, for the sake of it, put them down here. And UConn also should be Kansas, UConn, Toledo, UNLV, Oklahoma State. My goodness, Miami, Ohio, the year after finishing 12-0 and going to the college football playoff, finishes 4-8. Tristan Mack says SMU should be number 10, Virginia Tech to 9. Okay, we'll revisit that. TCU, the one team we almost got beat by, that we struggled against, finished 2-10 all the way down there. BYU as well, interesting enough. But I think everything else, Man, Georgia, that's interesting, but there's not really much that's gonna. I personally think FIU in the ACC at 9-3 should be in the top 25, but you know what? Let's just make it happen. Can we? Is that easy to slide them over here and knock Georgia out? I guess not. I don't know how. I don't know how this works. I don't know how you move a team over. Oh well, we'll just say that's how it ended up. We're not too worried about 25 and all that. Okay, so Tristan Mack, I think everything else is pretty solid though, says SMU should move up. That's a big jump from 17 all the way to 9. And he says Michigan State above Georgia and Memphis. I can't figure out how to move the teams over is the only thing. So, oh, there you go. Okay. So we're gonna bump Georgia out. Okay, and we'll move up Michigan State. Out goes Georgia. Okay. So FIU, do they beat Georgia Tech? Let's see. Georgia Tech lost to FIU. So we're going to put FIU above Georgia Tech. I think that's fine. Michigan State can be 25. So FIU, because they beat Georgia Tech. FIU, they beat Notre Dame, who's number 9. They lost to Virginia Tech, who was the ACC champs. Oh, this is Georgia Tech I'm looking at. I'm looking at Georgia Tech's schedule. FIU I need to be looking at. FIU beat Western Kentucky, an FCS team, Lafayette, Georgia State. So they did have kind of a weak schedule. They lost to Miami, but they beat Georgia Tech. They beat Clemson, beat Middle Tennessee, lost to Florida State, lost to Troy, beat FAU. But they still had only 3 losses in there. So I think that's pretty solid as it is right there. Let's see here. So the one that Tristan Mack was talking about was Virginia Tech moving up. They've already moved up 6 spots. He wants to put them up at number 10. I could buy that as the ACC champ. Did we look at their schedule already? I don't remember if we did. Their only losses were to Notre Dame and Boston College. We did look at them. So we can put them just under. I won't move them to 10 because they did lose to Notre Dame. But I can see moving them up just because they were a conference champion. So you got conference champ, and then conference champ right here. So out of our power 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 right here. And then, of course, your group of 4. SMU, I think I'm going to let them prove themselves. Tristan Mack says moving SMU up. But I think I'm going to make them prove themselves. They're 11-1. They didn't have the strongest schedule in the world here. I'm going to read off their schedule. I think that hurt them a little bit. They did finish 11-1, but they beat East Carolina, who was an 11-1, who was a 1-11 opponent, 1-11. They beat them 20-17. They beat Illinois, Big 10 team, but 3-9. They beat TCU, Big 12 team. So I'll give them okay. They did play a Big 10, a Big 12, and an SEC team. They beat Illinois, TCU, and Kentucky, but those teams finished with a combined 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins between the 3 of them. 9 wins. 6 wins. No, oh my God, 7 wins. 3, 4, 5. They finished with a total of 7 wins. So it's not the strongest, but I mean, you can't help your schedule. Their one loss was to an FCS team. That was their one loss. I think I'm going to let them prove themselves at number 17. We're going to keep them at 17 behind Northwestern, Ohio State, Miami, Central Michigan, and Clemson. We'll see if they can prove themselves in one of the big bowl games. So that's what we're gonna lock this down. We'll save this. We'll let them prove themselves. And it's gonna save, and then we will put our bowls together. will bring it back over to the Xbox here, and then we'll save it and we'll get ready. So we're saving up. All right, Tristan Mack, he says he's all in. You got to make the call, my friend. You are responsible for Texas being in the college football playoff over Iowa. So any Iowa fans out there, if you have a disagreement, you're looking at it on your screen with 11-2 conference champion not making the college football playoff. You got to talk to Tristan Mack. All right, so now we can go back. That's saved. And we can go to the college football playoff. And we're going to modify our bowl games as well. So this is step 1. Matchups are set. Blah, 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 blah. And then we got to pick 2 teams to kick out as well. So we're going to open this up. This is very cool. The folks that put this together are geniuses, I got to say. I mean, it's awesome. This is very cool that we can even make a college football playoff using just a flash drive. Well, you can't. I turned the sound off so you can just hear me, but file is loading. It's the only thing. I wish this would load a little quicker, but obviously it's probably nothing they can do about it. I need to get dinner soon too. It's 10 p.m. I haven't even had. Okay, so here we go, and it is, other than us swapping the games because we're Utah and we want to play in the Fiesta Bowl closer. There you go. There's your college football playoff. I'm going to take a snapshot. Well, I'll wait till the end to take a snapshot. I always make a save. This college football playoff, the one from season 1 and season 2, the playoff tree is up on Patreon from season 1 and season 2. But there it is. The Peach Bowl, USF, and Texas, in Atlanta, and in the desert in the Fiesta Bowl. So year 1 was the Rose Bowl Sugar Bowl combo, and then last year was the Cotton Bowl Orange Bowl. This one is Fiesta Peach. So there it is, Utah Fresno in a rematch from the old Pac-14 days, and then Texas and USF. All right, I think that's good. So what do we need to do from here? We need to do the bowls, right? Is there another place for the bowls? We hit the, all right, we lock in our picks. So we hit this button to lock in our picks. Yes. Lock it in. Tristan Mack says Texas. Texas is in. Over Iowa. Okay, so here we go. So this is, we got to kick out 2 teams. And this is where it gets kind of fun. This is where it can make a lot of work, but this is also where it can be kind of fun. Sorry, responding. My lady friend getting off work, so I gotta respond to these texts, of course. Okay, so here's where it gets fun. This is where we swap things around. This is where we get to make the bowl games. So right off the bat, let's see here. We need to pick 2 teams because we got to kick 2 teams out to make this work. Let's see. Well, let's do the big bowl games first. So we know the Peach Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, and we have the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, the Orange Bowl, and the Cotton Bowl. So we are going to edit. So we ended up moving Miami down. I think that, based on everything we moved up and moved down, Miami ended up being like a prominent team. Now they kind of got moved down. So I think Iowa definitely goes to the Rose Bowl. I think that's a good replacement bid for Iowa. Let's see who we can do. Iowa, Tennessee. We can do Iowa, Navy. Navy's been a solid team. Who's number 7? We put. I'm glad they show you the rankings. Can you see my mouse? Do you see? I don't know. You don't see my mouse. I'm pointing with the mouse. Number 7. Who's number 7? I'm going. I can't find number 7. I'm going blind here. Why can I not see number 7? Is number 7 not even in a bowl game? Oh, 7 is Navy. Oh my God. Okay. So 5, 6, 7, 8 is Penn State. So we don't want to do two Big Ten teams. And then 9 is Minnesota. And then 10. Where's 10? Top 10 is basically what we want to be looking at. I say Tennessee goes to the Sugar Bowl just because that's kind of SEC tradition. I almost say Navy. Navy's been a powerhouse for a while. They finished 10-2. I think Navy and Iowa would be an intriguing matchup. 7-5. So we're gonna edit this, and we're gonna put. Oh my God, not Michigan. Michigan, man, it's. We are going to put and Navy. So it's going to be Navy and Iowa in the Rose Bowl. You can see 10-2 against 11-2. That's a solid matchup. They were in the national championship last season, losing to Oklahoma. Big Ten champs. So there's your Rose Bowl game. Navy. Were there any good? Well, I guess the Pac. Let me look at the standings for the Pac. The Pac 14, because normally it would be like a team from there. But let's see here. Conference standings. I'm back on the Xbox now. I think this would be a cool feature in the new game if they did allow you to have customization to make these bold changes that you see fit. Yeah, the next best team is Oregon State at 9-4. So there's no other good, Pac 16 teams. But hey, if any EA folks are watching this, let us do this in the new college football game. So that would be amazing. Okay, so the Rose Bowl is set there. The Sugar Bowl. So we're gonna put Tennessee in the Sugar Bowl. I think we bump out Miami, and we'll put Tennessee there. And let's see. So we have Minnesota at number 9. So we got 6 and 5. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who's number 8? Oh my God, why am I losing? I'm losing these numbers. 8 is. I think we do Penn State, Tennessee. Let's look at Penn State's schedule, but I'm thinking Penn State and Tennessee play in the Sugar Bowl. So Big Ten. Penn State finished their only losses. They lost to Ohio State and they lost to Indiana, who Indiana went on. Poor Indiana, they got bumped. But and Ohio State finished with 3 losses. They lost to they lost to Southern Miss in the SEC. They lost to Michigan State, and they lost to Indiana. So Indiana, Big Ten runner-up, but I think Penn State gets in at number 8 to play Tennessee. Where should it be Notre Dame? Notre Dame's going to have... let's keep playing around. We can always change that around here. Penn versus 10. The game the ends, says Tristan Mack. So, okay, so we got 5 and 7 in the Rose Bowl. We got 6 and 8 in the Sugar Bowl. And then we got to do the Orange Bowl. Maybe we put Minnesota. We got a lot of Big Ten teams everywhere. We got Penn State. We got Iowa. All our conference champions, we got to make sure they're represented as well. We got Tennessee, the Big Ten. This is where I think we got to put Virginia Tech, right? In the Orange Bowl. That's where I was missing out on our conference champs. So we got to put Va Tech here. Edit matchup. Virginia Tech. And I think maybe we put them against Minnesota. Minnesota's at number 9. Let's look at there. They finished 9-3. They lost to Central Michigan, who is 9-3. They lost to Iowa at 11-2, and they lost to Cincinnati at 7-3. And then you have Ohio State. Or do we go with Indiana? We got Indiana, who was in the Big Ten championship game, and they got blown out. Indiana, we bumped them all the way to 18. They got the same record. Losing to Southern Miss, Michigan State, and Iowa. We got Minnesota at 9. Number 10 is Notre Dame. That's where we put Notre Dame. I think we do Notre Dame, Virginia Tech. Let's look at Notre Dame's schedule. They're an independent, so they're always like that outlier. That's actually a rematch. They beat Virginia Tech earlier this year. It's not often that teams do rematches in bowl games, but I think maybe we do a rematch here. Maybe we put, or else we can maybe put them in the Cotton Bowl. It could be Notre Dame and SMU. I think that might be more interesting instead of doing the rematch, because Oklahoma ended up being at 20. Oklahoma's at 9-3. They're also at 9-3. Notre Dame lost to Boston College, USC, and Georgia Tech. I have to look at our rankings again. How did poor Oklahoma get bounced all the way to 20 when they got a same? I mean, I guess it's just a lot of teams all got the same record, right? We're kind of going based on the BCS polls. Just a lot of teams are 9-3. And Virginia Tech, South Carolina, I guess they're at 20 because all the teams ahead of them. Notre Dame, Penn State's 10-3. Northwestern 9-3. Ohio State 9-3. Miami 9-3. Central Michigan 9-3. Clemson 9-3. I think it was just process of elimination is how Oklahoma ended up all the way down there at 20. So we're gonna do here in the Cotton Bowl. We're gonna do Notre Dame, and we're gonna do SMU. Where are we at? Where's my Mustangs at? There we go. And that's your group of 4 champion. So Notre Dame, SMU, and the Cotton Bowl. I think that's a good matchup for SMU. We can see what they can prove. The Rose Bowl is going to be number 5 against number 7. The Sugar Bowl is going to be the SEC champion, Tennessee, going up against Penn State. And then so we got to find an opponent for Virginia Tech. We have Minnesota at number 9. We have Ohio State at 13. Where's number 12 at? Who's number 12? Help me out. Where's number 12? No, number 12 is Northwestern. So Northwest. I think it's. Let's see. Did Minnesota beat Northwestern? I think that might be the deciding factor there. I'm looking at Northwestern's schedule here, and they lost to Minnesota. So I say it's Minnesota, Virginia Tech here. There are a lot of M teams in college football. Look at all that. Boom. Okay. So there you go. Those are going to be your New Year's 6. It is going to be Fiesta Bowl, number 1 Utah versus number 4 Fresno. Number 2 USF versus number 3 Texas. The Sugar Bowl, the SEC champions, number 6 versus number 8 Tennessee versus Penn State. The Orange Bowl, ACC champion Virginia Tech taking on Minnesota. The Rose Bowl, Big Ten champion Iowa taking on Navy. And then in the Cotton Bowl, the Conference USA, the Group of 4 champion taking on Notre Dame at number 10. So I think everyone's pretty well represented. The top 10 is all in the New Year's 6, which is what you want. There's nobody that's outside the top 10 that's not in the New Year's 6. I think the only thing maybe we would consider is, would you want conference champions to play conference champions? You know, we're kind of giving Tennessee because they finished, you know, the Sugar Bowl, Iowa, the Big Ten traditionally going to the Rose Bowl, and Virginia Tech. Would we move Iowa to maybe play Virginia Tech? Would Virginia Tech go to the Rose Bowl? I don't know. I kind of like how it all shaped out here. You got Penn State, Minnesota, all with their 9-3 records. Ohio State also 9-3. Oh no, Penn State is 10-2. So they're actually up there. They're one of the better. Navy is also 10-2, so they absolutely deserve to be there. Minnesota has 3 losses. So it's Minnesota, Notre Dame of the 3-loss group. Ohio State and Northwestern lost out. Minnesota and Michigan, Ohio State did not play each other. You had Miami that can maybe make a claim as one of the 3-loss teams, but they had a bad loss to Florida State. And you got Central Michigan also. We gotta not forget to overlook them, but they got 3. Their only 3 losses were Penn State, Ohio State, and Indiana, which are all ranked in the top 15. And then Clemson's also 9-3. It's just you got all these 9-3 teams, and you don't have all the spots for them. So the teams that won out you have a lot of 9-3 teams. The 9-3 teams that won out is going to be Minnesota at 9-3 and Notre Dame at 9-3. Those are your 9-3 squads that got in. Everybody else that got in either has 2 losses, 1 loss, or no losses. So, yeah, Penn State has 2 losses. And so that's your only 3-loss squad. That's a solid. So there you go. Okay, now we got to find the 2 teams to kick out of this whole to-do. And we can also rearrange some of these matchups as well. Let us find a... Let's see. I like that matchup there in Detroit. Michigan, I don't want... Michigan kind of doesn't feel right in the New Mexico Bowl, so we'll change that around. I think Colorado State, I think we move them. I don't want to hit X. X is going to eliminate the whole thing. I would cry if that happens. I think we put Florida. Florida is at 7-5. I think Florida and West Virginia we can swap here. That would put 2 7-5 teams against each other. So we'll put the Gators here. Does anyone find this interesting? I think this is fun. I hope this was in the new college football playoff game. So boom. So there's Florida. So unfortunately, sorry, Colorado State, you're gonna miss out. I'd like that one to be maybe more local. I don't know. Do we have any? I almost say we swap these 2. Well, the Military Bowl. I say I'm going to put Florida State here against Cal to make this more local. Boom. So Florida State, Cal. So this one, too, we need to change. Who can we put against Arizona? Arizona's 7-5. Maybe we swap. Maybe that's where we swap North Texas and Michigan here. Okay. So now we got North Texas and Arizona playing in New Mexico. That's somewhat local there. And then we have Auburn and Army. I'm going to give Army a better... I'm going to swap, just because Army is in the national championship a couple years ago, I'm going to put Army here. And that's kind of local, too, to the Carolinas. So I'm going to switch Army here. Boom. So, and Washington. So this is, okay, so Washington, that's close to Boise. So we'll put Washington and Auburn on the blue. I think that matches up well. This one is local here. We have, a couple of 7-5 squads. Pinstripe Bowl, that's fine. I don't even think the Pinstripe Bowl is in this game, so I don't know what bowl game that is. But this would be the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. But I think that works out there. FAU and Rice. Can we find a stronger... Maybe we make this one interesting. Maybe Rice is a team we kick out. Let's see how this looks. Boom. Do we put a South Carolina squad in the New Orleans Bowl at number 19? A couple of 9-3 squads. I think that's an interesting matchup. FAU, champions of the Sun Belt, at 9-3. We put them up against a ranked squad in the New Orleans Bowl. So there you go. Boom. That's a big game right there. Las Vegas Bowl. Let's see. Can we find a better opponent for... I think we swap. I think we swap Texas State. Where are we at? Where's our Bobcats at? I think we swap, yeah. Texas State, and Utah in Vegas. Because that's a solid matchup there. And I think that's for Hawaii, couple of 6-6 squads. That's 2 California teams. Well, actually, no, they're in the same conference. I got to remember my conference realignments. These teams are not in the same conference. No, I got to double check. They don't have any double dipping here. So we gotta figure somebody else out because these are 2 Pac-16 teams, so that can't happen. Let's see. Who do we send to Hawaii? Maybe Houston, who we were originally going to kick out. Let's swap that. Let's do Houston. We'll do Houston and USC. Pac-16 versus Big Big 12 here. Houston. So Houston and USC, 6-6. Go to Hawaii, kids. Go enjoy. Perfect bowl season by you. Good. Thank you so much, Tristan. Man, Tristan Max, awesome supporter. And we'll go through all the. This one I really like. Wisconsin, Western Michigan, in Detroit. That's perfect. Texas State, Utah State, and Vegas. You got Houston and USC going to Hawaii. The Military Bowl, Michigan and Stanford. I mean, that's a solid matchup for the Military Bowl. And you got Michigan, which is somewhat local to DC. I mean, I know it's states away, but Holiday Bowl, Boise and Colorado, and this is a same conference matchup. This is 2 Pac-16 squads. Let's pick another opponent for Boise. What about the matchup we didn't get in real life? Here we go. We're gonna make it happen. The game that was canceled this year that we didn't get. It's gonna be Big Ten in a ranked battle. Big Ten against Pac-16, 9-3, 9-3 in the Holiday Bowl. That's a solid matchup right there. This one we're set with. We got Army. I think they're feeling the disrespect. They were in the national championship game 2 seasons ago at 9-4, unranked. They got something to prove here against Clemson. So there you go. I like this one, Independence Bowl. We got Georgia and UNC, SEC and ACC dueling it out in Louisiana. So that works out there. Cheez-It Bowl. Let's get a better matchup here for Georgia Tech. Let's see. What about Nebraska? Let's swap that out. Boom. So the Cheez-It Bowl, that's going to be in Orlando. And you got Nebraska, Georgia Tech, couple of ranked squads. I like that. Texas Bowl, Northwestern, and Air Force. Let's see. I don't like that. I like the idea of Northwestern, Oklahoma battling it out. Big 10, Big 12. Maybe we do that in Texas. Let's see. Let's swap that. Texas Bowl. We'll revisit that. I can maybe put them somewhere else. Maybe one of the New Year's bowls. Armed Forces Bowl, Pitt, UTSA. That's fine because that's Armed Forces Bowl is in TCU Stadium, so that's local to UTSA. So that's perfect there. Red Box Bowl. That's perfect as well because that is in Cali. That's in the 49ers Stadium. So UCLA, perfect there. And Louisville, a long trip for them, but they'll be all right. Alamo Bowl. I kind of like that too. You got Big 10, Pac-16. Actually, no, I put Maryland, I think, back in the ACC, but they can go down to Texas and have their battle. Those are separate conferences. I got to keep remembering that these are in separate conferences, right? Yes, separate conference. Okay. So next we have the guaranteed rate. That's in Arizona. And this is Big 12 versus Big 12. Oh, I screwed that up earlier. I said Colorado and Boise were in the same conference. They're not. These 2 are in the same conference. So you have to forgive me for that. I got to move this around. So let's see. Let's try to find a good matchup for Colorado. I like that being in Arizona, though. FIU, maybe. Indiana. That Ohio State Miami matchup is intriguing there. What about Ole Miss? Ole Miss. So it's actually Missouri that needs the better matchup than Colorado. So we got to move Missouri out. Maybe Michigan State. Maybe Michigan State, Missouri, Big 10, Big 12. In Arizona, Michigan State, Missouri, guaranteed rate. Okay. Alabama, Wake Forest, Music City. I think that's perfect. 8-4, 7-5. Couple of teams that are, Carolina, Alabama, going up to the Music City. That works out there. Let's see. Tony the Tiger, the Sun Bowl, FIU, Oregon. Let's see if we can't find a better matchup for FIU. Is there even one left? Because we're running out of our ranked teams here. We kind of already shuffled our ranked teams about. Ooh, I like that Ole Miss matchup. Ole Miss out of the SEC. So we're going to put Ole Miss there. Boom. So there you go. So now in the Sun Bowl, we got FIU 9-3, Ole Miss at 9-4. Somewhat close to Texas. All right, we got the Liberty Bowl, Air Force. So that's SEC and that's Pac 16. Let's see if we can get them a little bit of a better matchup as well. I think we swap. I think we swap Colorado here. Boom. So that puts Colorado, who's from the from the Big 12, and SEC in the Liberty Bowl. That's kind of close to Southern Miss and Tennessee. And then they got to travel, but what the heck. And then your First Responders Bowl, which is at the Cotton Bowl, you got this is Big 12, and this is Pac 16, so separate conferences. Old conference teams, but they're in separate conferences now. Colorado, they travel to Texas. That's good there. I think that one works out. Okay, now here's where we get to the New Year's 6 games. I think that Outback Bowl needs to change. There might not be any good. You know what? Let's give a gift to Temple. They're at 9-3. I'm going to put Temple. I'm going to put Temple in the Outback Bowl. We're going to give them a New Year's Bowl game. Give some love to the group of 4. So we're going to put Temple out of the MAC and Memphis out of the SEC. 9-3, 8-4. That's a solid matchup for the Outback Bowl. These are all your New Year's Bowls, by the way. Indiana and Mississippi State. Yeah, I can see that. I don't always like unranked playing ranked, but I kind of like this Miami Ohio State matchup. I think we stick them Citrus Bowl in Florida. I think that's kind of perfect. This one's the only one I'm not too sure of. We're running out of matchups here because we're down to our last couple bowls. Because then we have the Birmingham Bowl, which is Cincy and Boston College. That's fine. That's close to Birmingham somewhat in the era. They're not in the same conference because Cincinnati's in the Big 10 and Boston College in the ACC, so that works out. And then you have in Birmingham, which is actually perfect, and it's kind of because this is going to be the Birmingham or the Mobile Bowl, I should say Mobile. You got UAB in there, so it's Alabama. So I don't know about you, Tristan. I think this is pretty solid how we have the bowls matched up. We got evenly ranked teams playing each other. We got local squads playing each other. Sorry to Rice and Colorado State. But let's go over it one more time before we hit save. We'll bring it back to the Xbox. We'll look at the bowls in the Xbox, and then we can officially save it and get ready for tomorrow. So we'll go through it one more time just to make sure it's good. So we got the New Mexico Bowl. We got North Texas and Arizona playing each other. That's good. That's Pac 16 and Big 12. We got Washington and Auburn, SEC Pac-16, playing on the blue. Then we got Florida, West Virginia playing each other, a couple of 7-5 squads. The Gasparilla, we got Florida State going to the Tropicana Field to take on Cal. Long trip for Cal, but I think that's a good matchup for them, playing an ACC squad. This one's going to be interesting to me. Conference champion FAU taking on 19th ranked South Carolina. We got to make sure we got all our group of 5 conference champions in here as well. Make sure we're not leaving out any of them. Conference name. We got SMU, we got FAU. We got the MAC. So Temple is the MAC champion. So I think that's a good matchup for Temple going up against an SEC squad. And we have Conference USA represented by SMU. And the Mountain West champion is Utah State. And they got the Vegas Bowl against a 9-3 Texas State squad. Texas State, what conference are they in? They are in the... Are they in Conference USA? They are in Conference USA. So that's, second place Conference USA team going up against your Mountain West champs. I think that's solid right there. Houston 6-6 squads. Houston, USC. They're going to Hawaii. We got the Quick Lane Bowl. We got Wisconsin and Western Michigan. A couple of close niche teams. Actually, that might actually be a Big Ten. Where do I have? I might have to... No, Western Michigan's not in the Big Ten. They are in the MAC. Yeah, so that's perfect. So that's a MAC squad playing a Big Ten squad. Gotta remember. Okay. Military Bowl, Michigan and Stanford. You got some ranked teams going at it. Boise, Central Michigan, Holiday Bowl, the game we didn't get in real life, number 22 versus number 15. So our only ranked matchups of teams not playing ranked teams is Clemson playing Army, but that's a probably underrated, unranked Army team at 9-4. Michigan State at 25. And Indiana. Other than that, we got all ranked teams playing each other, which is how it should be. So we just looked at the Duke Mayo's Bowl, which is Clemson and Army. That's good. We got the Independence Bowl, 7-5, 6-6. Georgia and UNC. Perfect. Cheez-It Bowl, Nebraska and Georgia Tech. Good matchup there. I love being able to do this, man. Texas Bowl, we got Oklahoma and Northwestern. I think that's a big-time matchup there. A couple of 9-3 squads, a couple of ranked squads. Oklahoma, Northwestern is good there. UTSA and Pitt, 7-5, 8-4 in the Armed Forces Bowl. Red Box Bowl is Louisville and UCLA, 8-4, 7-5. Good matchup there. 7-5 and 9-4. You got the Pac-16 runners-up playing Maryland there. And then we have the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, Arizona. We got Missouri of the Big 12. We got Big 10, Big 12 clash. We have SEC versus ACC, Alabama and Wake Forest, Music City. Ole Miss of the SEC taking on FIU of the ACC, Tony the Tiger Bowl. So, yeah, okay. I'm contemplating if I want FIU to play a ranked team here in Michigan State, or would we keep them separate? We also have Clemson. That's another ranked team that's not playing anybody that's ranked. This one I like just because it's I forget you can't see my mouse moving. The New Orleans Bowl I like because it's a conference champion playing a ranked team, and I like this one just because Army can make an argument that they should be ranked. I think that's okay. That's the only, maybe I can see swapping Ole Miss and Missouri to have FIU playing Michigan State, but I think that's okay. Liberty Bowl, Colorado and Southern Miss, SEC versus Big 12. Of course, the Peach Bowl, 2 versus 3. Tristan Mack picking Texas to be in there. First Responders Bowl, that's the heart of Dallas. That's going to be the Pac-16 going up against the Big 12 there. We have Indiana, who dropped the Big 10 championship, going up against Mississippi State in the Tax Slayer Bowl at 8-4. Then we have the Alamo or the Citrus Bowl. That's a big one. Ohio State and Ohio State and Miami playing in the Citrus Bowl. This one's an interesting one for a New Year's bowl game. It's the Outback Bowl. It's in Tampa. It's the MAC champions getting a chance to go to the Outback Bowl to take on the SEC's Memphis Tigers there. Then we have the Rose Bowl. Navy coming in at 10-2 in the national championship last season, playing the Big Ten champs at 11-2. Big East versus Big Ten there. Then we have the Sugar Bowl, Big Ten versus SEC champions, 11-2 versus 10-2. We have the ACC champs, Virginia Tech, taking on the Big Ten, Minnesota Golden Gophers. And then we have our group of 4 representative in SMU, who is taking on Notre Dame in the Independence. So 11-1 and 9-3 there. So big shot for them. And then we got the Birmingham Bowl. We got Cincy of the Big Ten taking on the ACC's Boston College. And we have Oregon out of the Pac-16 taking on, I think, Conference USA's UAB there. So, yeah, I think it's pretty solid. I mean, everyone got the Big East well represented with Army and Navy all out there. What are the other Big East teams that are all in this bunch? Pitt is also, where's Pitt at? Pitt. Help me out. Where's Pitt? Pitt is playing UTSA, so that's a Big East team. Maryland out of the Big East. You know, they're in the mix. They're playing a Pac-16 squad. West Virginia in the Big East is playing Florida. Boston College, a Big East team, playing Cincy. So I think it's solid, man. That's good. We're going to hit save on this. That is the bowl projection. Tristan Mack gives it a thumbs up. So we're resaving this. So it looks good to go. And click the check mark. Then I got to do a few more modifications here. Then we can put it back into the game. So once it's saved, I think we're just done. We just close out of this, right? Yeah, so we saved it. I still feel... Oh, here's where we can look at our rankings again. That's kind of cool that was up there. It's to make sure everyone is where they should be. I think they are. Everyone's well represented. I think everyone's got decent, good bowl games. I think so. Yeah, everyone's in a solid position, I dare say. So I'm going to minimize this just because I don't trust it. So we're going to go back to the Unity app. Find the save on your USB again. Okay, so we go to the Unity app, we close out of this, find the save, right click, okay, we double click on it, we go to contents this time, we right click, and we do replace, and we want to replace it with our file from our documents, right, to replace. We click on that. File replaced successfully. Good. And that's it, huh? I thought there was like another extraction thing. Maybe that's later on. Now we can exit. Okay. File replaced successfully. So now safely eject the hardware. You know how that goes. Eject. Drive is currently in use. No way. It's done. We did everything. All right, according to this. Find the save on our USB. Right click, replace. Now we can exit. Okay. I'm just going to unplug it. Sorry, it's going to make people cringe. Okay. And we will swap back to the game. We'll unmute it. And then I think we have to reload. So we got to, I think, or I think we could just plug it in and just reload it. Can we not? We'd be loading from our thumb drive. So plugging back into the Xbox here. And we'll see if all our modifications worked. And if it did, then we can save and bid you farewell. Yes, it's a dynasty. And then we would... Dynasty. Yes, offline. Select device. USB. I'll not do it right. USB. I think. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'm seeing if I saved this right. I felt like there was more steps last time. Okay, this is my old file. So it's the other one. It has me playing USF. We should be playing Fresno. But maybe that's just part of the charm. Storage device. Dynasty Utah. Yeah, that should be it. And then I didn't save. Okay. Well, that's why it's a good thing I didn't close anything. But I should be playing Fresno. Okay. Well, we're going to try this again. So we're going to exit. I did all the steps. I'm unplugging. Yeah, restart the game. Fine. Which is weird. Didn't do that last time. Restart the game. I'm going back. I am going to...
It's in the game.
Back here, I'm going to triple check that this is saved. Close. What does this button do? Oh lord, if this doesn't work, I'll have to redo it, but at least I have all this written down so I can just easily go in and make it happen. According to this, all I had to do was save, replace. I did all that. Open Horizon. That's what we did. Find the save on your USB.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
You'll have to just bear with me. I'll do all this off camera. Working playoff, set your playoff, do all that. I'm gonna open the file and make sure that's even the right one. Yeah, 1008, so it should be. Loading Dynasty file, please wait. Oh, see, I did miss a step. Darn it, the thing. I knew there was one extra step. So I need to replace the file. Then I need to do save I need this. I knew there was one more step. Okay. I got this. I got this. Boom. Flash drive. Games. NCAA. Right click Dynasty. Open. Content. Right click. Replace. The Dynasty Utah. It's going to say save, rehash, That was the one missing part. Do that, then I can exit, then I can plug it back in. Okay, that was the one step I missed. So now we are going to try it again. So, yank it out, plug it back in, and now we should have everything. Tristan, I appreciate your enthusiasm. But man, it is 10:15. I have not had dinner yet. I am quite quite the hungry man. Good things come to those that wait, though. Tomorrow, I promise tomorrow, it's all gonna go down. It is going down tomorrow. Utah, Fresno State. It's gonna be big business. We got a lot of big bowl games, too. I mean, I'm excited to see these matchups that we put together. I'm excited to see how they turn out. I gotta watch AEW too. I'm probably gonna make some dinner, pop some AEW on. Watch that. Get ready for the night, man. As we are slowly loading here. But it'll go down tomorrow, Tristan, I promise. We're already at 2.5 hours on this stream. But tomorrow it will be the big. It will be us versus Fresno. And if we win, then we will play the national championship game on Friday. If we lose, well, that's just it for us. It's over. College season's over. Then we'll go back to playing baseball and play more of the Diamondbacks here. So let's see. Did it work? And then I think once we load it, we just resave it over our Dynasty file, right? Yes, go offline. Boom. Select device. Device, please. Flash drive. Why is this doing this to me? I've never had this much trouble. Yeah, none of these are right. Okay. I'm gonna try it again. I've never had this much trouble with this, and if it doesn't work this time, I'm just gonna say forget it. I'm gonna call it a night. Because I'm looking at everything right now on the Unity. Everything is good. All the bowl games are as they should be. I'm looking at them right now. It's the correct bowl games that we did all the modifications for. That's all saved and done. It should be saved. Okay. Try this one more time. Do all the steps, the exact steps that this thing tells me to do. Unplug in the flash drive. Plugging it into the computer. I've never had this much trouble with this thing. So this kind of is annoying that this isn't working as well as it should. Maybe I just need to close the Horizon app altogether and just reload it from scratch. Okay. Maybe that's the key. Maybe Horizons need to be refresh here. So Horizon's loading. Find the save on your USB. Flash drive. Games. Why am I getting pop-ups? NCAA 14. Dynasty Utah. That's the one we saved. We double click on it. Boom. Okay. Double click. It opens. Double click. We go to contents. Right click. Replace file. We had saved our other file in documents. 1019 is the save. Double click. File replaced successfully. Okay. So everything so far is how it should be. Boom. File replaced successfully on the YouTube video. Now save, rehash, and redesign to the device. Boom. It says okay. Then says, then you can close your Unity. Okay. Close in Unity. And if this doesn't work, like I said, I'm giving up for tonight. I'll figure it out for tomorrow. Eject. Or maybe I don't need to load it off the flash drive. Maybe once I don't know. I would assume I have to. It's on the flash drive. Game's gonna restart. Oh boy. This is the part where most people on the YouTube replay have probably tuned out. Like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing.
It's in the game.
Okay, YouTube video. Plug it back in. Load Dynasty. Maybe we just have to load it like normal. Maybe doing all the extraction stuff, we could just load it off the hard drive, maybe? I don't know. You'll see that OSU is now playing in Miami in the semifinal like we set up. Maybe I don't need to load it from the flash drive. Maybe that's what's screwing me up. Could it be? Could it be? Loading, loading, loading. Going straight to AEW after this. I don't know what happened on the big night tonight. I think Brian Kendrick was supposed to wrestle and they took him off the show. Golly, this part takes forever. Come on, did it work? I've done this 2 other times before, so I know this works. It's not my first rodeo with this. But I don't know why I'm having the trouble right now. It's internal loading. So none of these are correct, so let's do storage drive. I don't know why this isn't working. What the heck? I've never had this much trouble with this thing. Because you see, I have the 2 separate files, because one is my original, and one is when I did the mod before. I'm just going to load this one and see. I don't know. I'm about to give up and just try again tomorrow. I have no idea why this is not working. Because like I said, I have never had this trouble. I'm doing all the exact steps that the video says to do, and I've done this 2 other times before, and it's never fought me this much. It literally just worked. Device. Thumb drive. And I have these. Do I need to like delete everything on the thumb drive maybe? Oh, now it's working. There we go. There we go. It was just saying the wrong thing. Like when it loaded, it said USF, but there it is. Number 1 versus number 4. Boom, we got it. And I'm gonna hit save now. It just was saying USF on the front, but I'm gonna make sure I save this right now. I'm going to save it over, make sure I am on the hard drive. Boom. And we are going to override the default. The other one's the Wyoming Cowboys. I started off as a... Thank you, Tristan. Yeah, sorry you had to sit through 30 minutes of fumbling around with that. But alas, it has worked, and now we can play our old... If you want to see over on Patreon, you can see all the history of us playing Fresno going back to our Wyoming days. We are very familiar with Fresno State. So interesting that we'll be playing them. So we'll do one last check. You can see we'll look at the rankings. These are our rankings we put together. We'll look at the bowls, and then we'll call it a night for today. But here it is. This is all you, Tristan. You put Texas at number 3. So we got Utah, USF, Texas, Fresno, Iowa, Tennessee, Navy, Penn State. So Iowa in the Rose Bowl, Tennessee in the Sugar Bowl, Navy also in the Rose Bowl, Penn State. So I didn't even realize that, but we got, the top 4 here. And then Minnesota in the Orange Bowl, Notre Dame in the Cotton Bowl, Virginia Tech in the Orange Bowl, and then SMU, which is your Cotton Bowl team. And the rest of these teams have Ohio State playing Miami, Central Michigan playing Boise, Clemson's got a good game with Army, Northwestern has a good game as well, and the rest of everybody else. So there you go. Yeah, Army, like I said, Army, I think they're kind of feeling, that's going to be an interesting game with Clemson. Kind of feeling, they got the JOB a little bit. I mean, they're at 9-4, unranked. They're going to have a chance to hash it out with Clemson to prove they should be up there, man. I mean, they were the runners-up, right? They were the runners-up to the Big East. And then one final look at the bowl games before we wrap this one up for tonight. So there you go. New Mexico Bowl, Arizona, North Texas, Auburn, Washington in the Potato Bowl, the Poinsettia Bowl, Florida, and West Virginia. So that was the Pinstripe Bowl that we thought was going to be more local to New York. We can pretend and say it's the Pinstripe Bowl. So whatever, Poinsettia Bowl. Beef O'Brady's Bowl, Cal and Florida State. That one I'm interested to see how it turns out. You got Florida Atlantic, Sun Belt champs 9-3 in New Orleans taking on South Carolina. Utah State and Texas State in Vegas, Hawaii Bowl, USC in Houston. Wisconsin and Western Michigan in the Little Caesars Bowl, Military Bowl, Michigan and Stanford. I think we did pretty good getting, everyone evenly ranked in the bowl games. Not like in real life where you get a 6-6 team playing a 9-win team like some bowl games. This is going to be a big ranked battle. The Holiday Bowl, Boise and Central Michigan. We have Army and Clemson in the Belk Bowl, 9-3 against the Big East runners-up there. We have Georgia and North Carolina in the Independence Bowl. Georgia Tech and Nebraska in the Russell Athletic Bowl down in Orlando. Should be a good matchup there. A couple of top 25 squads. Northwestern and Oklahoma. A couple of 9-3 squads duking it out in the Meineke Car Care Bowl of Texas. Armed Forces Bowl, Pitt and UTSA. Louisville and UCLA in the Fight Hunger Bowl. Alamo Bowl, Oregon State and Maryland. Mizzou and Michigan State in the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl down in Arizona. Music City Bowl, Wake Forest, Alabama, Ole Miss, FIU, SEC versus ACC in the Sun Bowl. Liberty Bowl, Southern Miss and Colorado. That's an SEC Big 12 matchup right there. And then the college football playoff, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, Fresno State out of the Pac-16 taking on Utah out of the Big 12. And then we have the Heart of Dallas Bowl, Air Force and San Jose State. We got Mississippi State and Indiana taking on each other in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Capital One Bowl should be a big one. Miami, Ohio State 14 versus 13. Outback Bowl, the MAC champs. You got Temple taking on the SEC's Memphis in the Outback Bowl. That's a big one for Temple. The Rose Bowl, number 5 versus number 7, Navy and Iowa. You got the College Football Playoff, USF and Texas duking it out in the Tostito. Or wait, did we do that? Oh, crap. Did we do that backwards? We were supposed to be in... Ugh. I can resave that. We were supposed to be in the Fiesta Bowl. They were... I swear I switched that. I must have... I thought I had that right. I'm going to have to go back and fix that. But at least I know I got it. Because we're supposed to be in the Fiesta Bowl. It's Utah and Fresno in the Fiesta Bowl. And it should be the Chick-fil-A Bowl being... oh, God, where was it? Being Texas and USS. So we'll swap that. I'll do that tomorrow. Penn State and Tennessee in the Sugar Bowl. 6 versus 8 is solid. Orange Bowl, Virginia Tech and Minnesota. The Cotton Bowl, SMU and Notre Dame. SMU, your group of 4 representative. The BBVA Compass Bowl in Birmingham. The GoDaddy Bowl, UAB in Oregon. And then whoever the national championship is going to be. All right, I'm going to have to remember to go and fix those 2 bowl games. Thank you so much, Tristan Mack, for joining us. Thank you guys for joining us for this stream. And we plan to be back tomorrow night. I got to go back in and swap everything back to make sure the bowl game is correct. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll check you guys next time. See you tomorrow, Tristan.